There's a challenging crossroads creative people face in life, and that's between choosing something safe and practical and stable or going all in and pursuing their creative dreams. I've leaned towards the practical. I've spent the last 5 years working a good job, achieving financial stability. I'm going to talk about my mental state and my lifestyle working a full-time, stable job while trying to pursue my creative passions in art and design. I also want to share some advice and thoughts for anyone who's trying to pursue their creative passions, but they're also working full-time, they're in school, or they're just living life and really busy. Real quick, what's my job and how did I get here? I'm a digital product designer, also known as a UX designer for a big tech company. Basically, I design for an app at this company. I started my career around 5 years ago after 600 hours-ish of self-study because I had a completely unrelated degree. Shout out to my kinesiology majors out there. In terms of lifestyle, I'm generally pretty frugal except for very specific things, which I'll touch on later. My lifestyle is generally the same from when I started my career to now, even though my salary has more than doubled and I definitely have a lot more in savings. This helped me save and invest a lot, which contributes to my financial stability. How do I feel about having financial stability in my current situation? Well, obviously, I'm really happy, but also it's because I'm really lucky. My parents chose to come here from the Philippines. They gave me a really good life. I had a stable home. I had a lot of good friends growing up. I don't have disabilities or mental illnesses that make it harder for me to do certain things. My personality in general and my skills are definitely rewarded monetarily by society. All these things contribute to my luck in getting where I'm at today. I'm also in an industry that rewards my skill set and happens to pay a lot. All that is not lost on me. I think above all else, I'm very lucky. A big part of my situation, even though I'm not doing 100% what I want to do with my life, is a mix of gratefulness, excitement, and freedom. I do not feel limited by money. I can buy the things and experiences I want. I feel very optimistic about my life prospects because I'm in a good place financially. Having financial stability in the form of savings and investments and a stable income makes me feel really optimistic about future prospects. I have a lot of different paths and options just because I have money to support those paths and options. I could drop everything right now and not work for 2 years. If I wanted to just focus on YouTube, I could do that. If I wanted to just focus on getting really good at Street Fighter 6, I could do that too, which was really tempting. I may not do that, but having those options open makes me feel good and I can be reflective on what I choose to spend my time and energy on. I can also jump on interesting opportunities that come up because I have a lot of free time and money. For example, designing this cool t-shirt for this coffee brand. I also have that comfort of being able to pursue what I want with my free time because outside of work, things are basically taken care of. I can also think about where to invest my money and time into creative projects that I want to see happen or that I just feel like working on. Life to me feels full of possibilities, which of course, obviously very lucky to be in this position. I also feel grateful and just excited about life. Outside of buying, let's say, a super nice house, I don't really need to save up for things. I can just make the things I want to happen. It's really just up to my judgment whether I want to buy something or not. I think a big part of this is I don't really have expensive tastes. I'm not really interested in nice cars. My car is terrible. Actually, I like my car, but it is super old. But generally not interested in expensive material things. The things I do splurge on are very specific. I think a lot of people like these things, but traveling, food, experiences, and tech. Those are my main areas. So recently I bought a nice MacBook so I can edit videos really quickly. I have a gaming PC that I've had for around 5 years, and I have a VR headset because I like VR and it's fun. Street Fighter 6 dropped, bought the special edition for $85. That's kind of nice. Travel, basically I won't think too hard about the cost of a trip. Obviously, I'm not trying to spend more money than I need to, but if I have the opportunity to travel somewhere new, somewhere interesting, I'll go do it. It's really just a matter of making the time away from work to do it. Recently, I took a month-long trip to Japan and Korea, which was really cool. A small but very significant thing is that I can buy stuff for other people. I can take people out to dinners. I can buy nice gifts for my siblings and my parents. I bought my mom an iPad recently without really thinking too hard about it, which is cool. And she was really happy. So these things help me make my life not super stressful, which translates to my ability to focus on creative projects like this YouTube channel or designs and art. And being able to experience a lot of different things too just helps broaden my mind, exposes me to new ideas, which I can translate into my creative work. I can spend my time outside of work pretty freely. I can pay to save time, like upgrading my seats on Southwest so I can get off a plane a little sooner. I don't really need to think about day-to-day purchases. I'm generally frugal, so I'm not just buying whatever crap I want or whatever food I want, but I don't need to think about those things, which takes a lot of stress off of my brain. And a lot of my worries just come from spending my time well. So it's less about spending money well and more about where am I choosing to invest my time and energy. How that relates to some creating, I have a lot of mental energy left over after work, which means I can invest a lot more energy into things like these videos, art, design, and just any other ideas I come up with. Financial stability has positioned me well to focus on these creative endeavors because I can be driven by my intrinsic motivation and I can just focus on having fun and learning along the way because there's no external pressure, no timeline for me to find success and make money. It's a really freeing place to be. Really important importantly, I get a lot of time to reflect what I want out of life. Reflecting helped me relearn that I really love making stuff. It helped push me to make YouTube videos. I probably wouldn't have come to this realization if I didn't have the time and mental energy to reflect on things. If I was too worried about trying to eat, I probably wouldn't be thinking ahead to like, oh, what gives me life? Because I'd be too stressed about the day-to-day. And the point of me telling you this is that if you are able to achieve it, even if you have bigger creative dreams, achieving some level of financial stability can really help you get there, even though it's a much more indirect and roundabout way to get there. If you have this stability, you can create with a clear mind and do things for the love of the craft instead of trying to make money along the way. The freedom you get from having the savings and the stability to reflect and think about what you want to do in your life is really, really important. And what's cool is you still have the flexibility to go all in on your dream down the line. You'll do it from a more safe and stable position. You can basically lose these opportunities if you don't build that solid financial base initially. Some advice if you're at these crossroads or you're kind of trying to decide what to do, I think this stuff has helped me a lot. One, you don't have to be all in on your creative dreams to eventually find some sort of creative success. I'm obviously biased, but I feel like people have this idea that you're either on one side or the other. You're either all in on your creative dream and maybe you're struggling to get started, but it's okay because you're working your way up to where you want to be, or you are doing something completely stable and you've completely let your creative dreams die and all you do is depressingly draw something once every 2 months when you have the time. If you're not already making money from your craft or have some interesting prospects coming up already, the in-between indirect path might be the way for you if you can make it happen. That looks like doing what's practical now to get yourself financially stable. Maybe it's pursuing a more practical career path initially, or going back to school so that you can level up your skills so you can get a good job. Get some money first, and then use the time outside of work to work on your craft and getting good at that and pursuing your creative calling. The work you're doing for your day job will be in service of your creative goals. Then you can more strategically and confidently prepare to transition to becoming a full-time creative down the line. Next point is now is the best time in the world to be a creative or some sort of creator. Creating is as accessible as ever. Information for creating is as accessible as ever. You can make movies, music, and art from home. You can make it on your phone. And there are a ton of different ways you can make money from your craft. Even if you're working full-time or you're in school, you probably already have what you need to start pursuing your craft now without waiting for some sort of job where you can actually do that thing. Just because you aren't 100% where you want to be doesn't mean you can't start pursuing your dreams right now. Next, reflecting will help you understand what to do next. If you're at a crossroads and not sure what to do next or where to go, then take some time and think about these things. Think about, would investing in a stable career outside your craft actually make your life easier? Would that make pursuing your craft easier? Are you willing to sacrifice some parts of your life to get the best of both worlds, where you have a full-time job that's in demand and you spend your free time working on your creative pursuits? Are you currently spending your time well? Where are you potentially wasting a lot of time that can go towards either contributing financially to your life or creatively? What do you ultimately want to get out of life? Do you want your creative work to be a hobby, or do you want to turn it into something more? And what goals do you have? What path realistically helps you get to that goal? These were the types of questions I asked myself and sort of convinced me to, at least for now, continue on the path I'm on, where I'm like 70% happy with what I'm doing, so that I can eventually get on the path where I'm 100% where I want to be, while still maintaining that financial stability that really gives me a great life. I'm using my free time to level up my creative skills so I can be well positioned to transition to becoming some sort of full-time creator or creative, or at least have the option to do so. On top of reflecting on the different paths you can take with your creative journey, it's really important to have the time and space to learn and practice and develop your skills. In this video, I share a simple mindset that will help you make more time in the day for whatever it is you love to do. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.